In the middle of nowhere, and probably out of time itself, a bunch of weird kids are getting together with one purpose: to figure out the definitive timeline of Jeff the Killer. If you are all about that, come join them in the border of Slumber, USA.
Man, this took a fucking while. Welcome to the border of Slumber, USA. The podcast where we read Jeff the Killer stories and try to make a fucking timeline out of it.
Because we hate our lives. Please kill me.
Send help.
Yeah, they are doing all this against their will. I've been forcing them, but don't tell the cops about it.
I blinked to tell you that I was in trouble, but he burned off my eyelids.
Well, I mean, the first problem with that is this is an audio medium. Not gonna notice if someone blinks.
Shh.
So,
Jesus Christ, okay.
we've been having a lot of troubles getting together to record an episode. I don't know why, just scheduling has been a bitch for us.
Yeah, my side job as being an escort has kind of gotten in the way of things, so it's like, it makes things a little bit complicated when we're like, should I go with this 57-year-old client or the 60-year-old client, or I'm gonna hate myself for this next chip, the 69-year-old client.
Nice.
Or should I record the podcast? And obviously I go with the option that pays me because the last time we got money for the podcast, it didn't go well, because I didn't read the terms and conditions. It's a lesson. Do you kids always read the terms and conditions, or are you all gonna get stabbed in the knee? So
Yeah, Apollo stole my kidney for money.
There's been a lot of crimes lately.
yeah.
In this podcast.
So I have two jobs, obviously there's the escort thing, 69, 420 plays it, whatever. And then there's my other job where I get paid to stand outside of bus stops and harass kids for their money. It's, it went well until everyone, that was a good gig, but it went well until everyone died.
Oh, you work for Randy Industries.
Yeah, who doesn't work for Randy Industries? He's going to shake you down for your protection money.
Yes.
He owns his criminal empire was burnt to the ground the same day that Jeff's face was burnt off. So it's we've been trying to get the business back on track for a while, and it hasn't gone too well because the kingpin was taken out.
Well, I appreciate the effort. I'm really behind hardworking people making money by their own and not relying on monopolies and corporations. But let's stop talking about this because we have a podcast to record that doesn't pay us. And we have another story, and it's... No, wait, we have read that one already, right? It can't be No, it is! We have another story called Jeff's Return. It's the third one called like that.
Jeff the Killer's Return 3!
Jeff the Killer is like, insert a name of band here. It keeps returning.
Oh my god, he's like the Sugar Babes. He won't go away.
Backstreet's back. All right.
Yeah, no, he's gonna pull like a Take That spin, I guess, where he's big for a while, disappears, comes back, is kind of massive, and this time also Robbie Williams is involved somewhere for some reason. No, Robbie Williams was originally in Take That. What am I talking about? And then he left and he did his own thing, and then Take That came back again, but this time with Robbie Williams after he left, and then they broke up. I don't know that much about the Take That deep lore, so if they've made some mess up there, do let me know.
This is about as confusing as the creepypasta cinematic universe.
That was fucking confusing. Anyways, so this story...
Take That has deep lore.
Just like Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
Yes. This story is called Jeff the Killer, Jeff's Return. We have to say the full title because in other cases we're gonna confuse them with the other two.
Not to be confused with Batman Returns. Or The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
This is Dark Knight Rises, please. Get your lore straight.
Or Return of the Mac. So this story is written by StormyAbrahamson. I got no joke for that name. Anyway.
StormyAbrahamson. That sounds kind of like Abraham, which reminds me of
More
did
like
Abraham
Bor Ragnarok, am I right?
Damn.
Jeff the Killer, Vampire Hunter.
Jeff the Killer Vampire. That's something I want to see. Jeff take on Dracula or something. That'd be cool.
Maybe we'll have to write that one. Or maybe it already exists.
It probably, you know what? It probably exists. I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff the Killer. It was just Jeff the Killer fighting the Count from Sesame Street.
Man, Castlevania Season 3 looks weird.
Man.
I love Trevor Belmont. He's such a cool character.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
Who's a better
because-
fuckboy, Jeff the Killer or Alucard from that series?
Alucard at least looks pretty.
Yeah,
Definitely Alucard.
I would.
I would.
I will. So, let me start. Okay. Jeff walked out of the morgue quite easily and surprisingly. He was unnoticed because of Diddy broken leg that Jeff fired. Because of Diddy broken leg that Jane gave him, he limps. He knew this part of town. He knew every area around every town he's ever been in like the back of his hand. His feeling was satisfied by Jane and the two nurses. Sex joke. But it would come back soon.
Oh, they definitely fucked.
Yeah, they definitely fucked. So this is obviously some sort of sequel for something we have not read yet.
I love it. I love it when stories start after something interesting's happened.
Yes, we encountered one sequel of one of them with Jane versus Jeff versus Slenderman, and I think this is. I think we can fit this one before. Imagine if there's actually a story after the Jane versus Slenderman. I think this could happen after that. Cool, we got the hard part done. So let's keep going.
It remains to be seen.
He felt in his pocket for the kitchen knife. He slid the fingers down the middle of the knife.
How the
Jeff.
fuck do you keep a kitchen knife in your pocket?
Yeah, I don't.
Pockets?
Oh no, I'm
It's
getting.
a really deep pocket.
It's a really deep
Oh, his
pocket.
pockets are a bag of holding.
Oh my
Like a
god.
fucking holding. I don't know, I'm getting flashback from the 8.5. Oh no! He slid the fingers down the middle of the knife. Jeff felt that it had melted and deformed from the heat of the fire. Yeah, this is obviously a sequel. What the fuck?
Just like him.
He was.
How does he not get melted by a fire, but a knife does? Do you know how much heat it takes to melt steel?
No,
You know,
it's like fire cannot kill a dragon, but it's like fire cannot fill a bleached vodka fish.
Jeff's a Targaryen confirmed.
Well, maybe he wasn't set on fire. Maybe it was just jet fuel.
Jeff fuel can't melt steel.
Jet fuel. Jet fuel.
Wait, I know that we don't have our voice actor for a Golden Boy, but I'm gonna attempt this anyway because of my theory that Jeff's a Targaryen. Dracarys! Where are my dragons?
Jeff dumps molten gold on Lou.
I'm not doing that again.
Oh yeah, we didn't say it. Phantom is not here.
Phantom's not
Yeah.
here because he
died.
What? Yeah, okay. I was gonna go into some convoluted excuse. He died, but he'll get better.
He will get
No.
better eventually.
He turned me into a newt.
Yeah, he'll get better. Don't worry. You know, I was a newt last week. It was fine. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
let's keep going.
I wasn't there for the 8.5 because I was also a newt, and we all know that newts can't speak English, so it was kind of a bummer. But I got better. You know, it's like
Yeah, and death is meaningless here. So he was surprised but relieved. He didn't get burned from the fire. So it was fire. Fuck it. You see, Jeff was running through the house he and Jane had fought to the death in previously, and in doing so, he breathed in too much smoke and passed out. He almost died from the blood loss and lack of oxygen.
oh, so this is a sequel to the original Jeff versus Jane, I think, because I do remember the house. Yeah, I don't.
No,
think
but
we
then
did
if that's the
it.
case, then why would the nurses wait?
Yeah, there's nurses and there's also
I'm trying to remember how the original Jane the Killer ended.
no. The original Jane the Killer ended with not with a fight.
Because I remember the house was set on fire, but I remember that she was taken to the hospital.
But I somewhat recall a story that was about Jeff, Jane, Nurse Anne, and some other nurse. I don't know if it's real, but I have like this Mandela effect thing that I remember.
Apollo, you imagined it.
It's probably, but it makes sense. It's like another.
It's a Mandela effect.
You Mandela'd another Jeff the Killer story.
You had a long walk to the next Jeff the Killer store. That's one of the worst. That's one of the worst in terms of just how bad it is. Not in terms of like how everything. Obviously.
Who wants to read the next paragraph?
Jeff made it back to his parents' house. It made him uneasy because of the previous events with Jane, but it also comforted him. It felt like home to him. It's almost as if it was his house.
Yeah, that's his house.
He lives there.
It's his house.
It was the only place he could consider a home.
Because it's his house.
Yeah, he sat gently down on a couch that had formed a thin layer of dust. Jeff inspected his broken leg. He was surprised to see that it had been tightly wrapped to keep it in place. He decided not to walk on it much for a bit.
He's only just now noticing that someone wrapped his leg.
Yes. Why? That's weird.
I think you would notice your broken leg the moment you tried to walk on it, to be fair, but
you definitely would.
It's like you try to walk on, oh god!
No, he mentioned it, like, because of the broken leg that Jane gave him, he limps.
Oh, okay.
So
I think you'd be doing a lot more than limping if you were walking on a broken leg.
Yeah, it'd be...
But to be fair, this is Jeff.
Yeah, he has like superhuman durability or something, so yeah.
We really don't have to make up errors in the story. The stories have enough errors already.
That's
true. We don't have to make them up. We don't have to be salty. Like, we can enjoy this in this badness. Like, we enjoy the fact that, like, my house was like a home to me. I like that. That's fine.
He got up on one leg and hopped to the nearest mirror in the hallway. He wiped it with his hand and inspected his gashed face. He ran his white fingers over his livery face. The nurses had stitched them up and used disinfectant. He could tell, as there was a stinging, and not the type of stinging you get when you cut your face. He knows what that feels like. Thank you for clarifying that random... What? Like, what? You just paused the story to say, oh, this is how Jeff knows?
This isn't normal stinging. This is advanced stinging.
Oh, God. It would not scar as his smile had, to which he was glad, but it would scar. Why? I thought you liked it when your face was cut up. It made you beautiful, but whatever.
Yeah, but he likes his slices. Like, other people's ruin his heart.
Ah, fair.
Yeah,
If it... Oh my god, no, it's like fucking...
It's not the same if someone does it for you.
Yeah, no, it's like fucking Victor Zaz. He has to add all his own cuts and someone else cuts it and then the symmetry's all wrong, he freaks out. It's
like poetry, it rhymes.
You know, this is like the lipstick smear on Still Life.
Yeah.
That's a very fucking deep Chikara reference for all you wrestling nerds. Hope you're happy. I know there's like one wrestling fan. I know it.
We have a fan?
Well, actually, no, I don't know it.
Does my mom count? No, I'm kidding. She doesn't listen to this podcast.
Nah, neither does mine.
It began to rain, and Jeff, still inside his late parents' home, began to get the feeling. He was hungry for blood. Jeff made his way out of the darkened house and walked up the wet sidewalk he hood up. He fiddled with the knife in the pocket of his white hoodie, making a small cut on himself in the process. This made him smile.
Damn it! I keep assuming that Jeff knew a bit about knife safety.
No,
he's so fucking dumb. Okay.
This made him smile. He sucked the blood draining from his finger.
Oh, Jeff's a vampire. He's hungry for blood. He's drinking blood now. There we go. Jeff's a vampire.
Yeah, Jeff's a vampire.
This is before he fights Dracula.
my comment about Jeff for an Alucard, like that was a joke. I didn't realize it was canon.
Yep, I guess it's canon now.
Oh man, I found it really weird that Jane could use magic. The feeling subsided the tiniest bit, as he had tasted blood, but it was not enough. He needed to kill. He soon spotted his victim, a young girl, not more than 20 years old, but not less than 17 years old. walking on the
Oh,
opposite
this is
side of
where
the
it's
road.
like, the whole Jeff doesn't. Well, that's contradictory, but sometimes he does kill children, sometimes he doesn't. But that's just him going like, "Hey, don't feel bad. He's not murdering a child. Hee."
It's kind of specific that he has to say like no more than 20 but less than 17.
And she's
I-
probably legal.
Yes, that's my fear. Is he gonna fuck her?
Remains to be seen.
I get the feeling this is gonna turn sexy again. I don't want this podcast to become a sex Jeff the Killer podcast.
But it could be.
But it won't be. But it might be.
Jeff walked further, keeping his head down, but not taking his eyes off of her. He stopped and tried to make himself as nonchalant as possible. He didn't want the girl to get an idea of what he was doing. He waited a little longer, just to create a safe distance between them. He then crossed the street.
Stranger danger, stranger danger. Keeping his head down, Jeff looked at the girl, his fingers circling the blade of the knife with excitement. Can you please stop fiddling your knife?
He's jerking off.
Please! Stop! You cut yourself already before. Stop playing with your fucking knife. It's like, is that a metaphor for playing with your willy inside your pocket? Come on.
He stroked the knife.
This could be something that Jack Tingle would write a book about. Jeff the Killer fucking his knife. Knifey! Hey, remember Knifey? He's back! Oh shit, we were almost done.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Oh fuck. Keeping his head down, Jeff looked at the girl, his knife circling the blade of the knife with excitement. The girl looked back casually, as she heard footsteps behind her. She turned back and continued walking. The girl didn't notice him. Good, Jeff thought. He began to pick up his pace as he was approaching an abandoned neighborhood alley.
As you do.
Perfect opportunity. When he made it about 4 feet away from her, Jeff pulled on the sleeve of his hoodie and pulled the arm that the sleeve was covering back a little bit. He could use this to gag her.
Wait, how fucking long are your hoodie sleeves?
Yeah, that's. Like, are you wearing like? Are you some kind
How
of?
old is he? Has he outgrown this hoodie yet?
No, I mean, but
His sleeves are super long. They're dragging on the floor.
it should be the other way around. Actually, like he grew inside that hoodie and it was fitting already. So it should be super fucking tight and super fucking small.
He's regressed.
I should go kill a Hot Topic employee and get one. This is getting too small. I can barely move my arms.
He walks in. He's practically T-posing.
T-posing. I mean, I think that's actually what he's doing. He's T-posing for dominance.
Just walking behind her with T-posing.
In an alley, Also, why is he walking through an abandoned neighborhood alley?
Don't worry about it.
It's just plot convenience. Jeff pulled on the sleeve on his hoodie and pulled the arm that the sleeve was covering back a little bit. He would use this to gag her. Jeff, still following her closely, picked up his pace to a slight jog, causing pain on his broken leg. Nah, that's really dumb thing to do when you're trying to be quiet.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden the girl in the alley just hears, ow, ow,
Ow,
fuck,
ow, ow, fuck. Oh no, watch out, girl. Jeff Killer is following you. Oh no, she's wearing AirPods. She can hear you.
She's behind you. Can we call this episode Jeff Fuel Can't Melt Steel Knives?
Yes, it's gonna be called that. Jeff, still following her closely, picked up the pace to a slight jog, causing pain on his broken leg. He pulled the sleeve over her mouth and pulled her to the ground with him. He clumped her. Okay.
Oh no! Once on the ground, the girl was screaming. Her screams were muffled, and Jeff couldn't make out anything. Not that it mattered. He pulled his sleeve from her mouth and she grew silent. She was staring, horrified, at his face. The smile carved into Jeff's face grew wider, his own smile. It turned into a menacing laugh. She began to scream again, not saying anything, just screaming. Jeff pulled out his knife and put it against her chest.
Shh. Got to sleep.
Jeff said in a low, raspy whisper. The girl screamed even louder. Jeff slid the knife into her chest and she was silent. Jeff carved a smile into her face, identical to his own. He walked away from the corpse. His feeling was satisfied. Jeff the killer is back.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
again. Can we just talk about how, like, maybe it's just because I don't read creepypastas, but did this story have a fucking point?
No, it didn't have a fucking
This
point.
story is something interesting happened beforehand. Jeff has a broken leg, but it doesn't impede him at any point.
Yes.
And then he kills someone and then it's over.
This story has it has no point. Like, it's obviously from the first line, it's some kind of sequel to an already existing story. But then it just
I was like, oh man, I
goes
really want to
nowhere.
fight Jeff. I really want to write Jeff and Jane fighting, but it's like, I don't have the skill enough for that. I'll just have him kill this like random girl.
No, I know what this is. I know what this is, and it's the fucking stupidest thing you're gonna hear in your lifetime.
Okay.
So there's probably a Jeff versus Jane story. It's probably that very long one that's like an audiobook made for Mr. Creepypasta. It's probably that one. I haven't read it, it's fucking long. That story probably ends with Jeff dying. But this author felt the need
but
to
Jeff
actually
didn't die.
write. I felt the need to actually write some sort of retcon ending, like an epilogue, like a post-credit scene, to try to
A
justify
really
him.
long post-credit scene. Jeff goes to his house, assesses himself, goes outside.
Just a very pointless post-credit scene, just so he doesn't feel. They don't. I don't know. I'm gonna say they. They doesn't feel like, oh no, my boy died, and oh no, but he's back.
Oh no, my boy!
My boy. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll set the record straight. He's back.
He's back. No, actually this happened and he's back. This is so someone other than us was taking a canonical one timeline approach to Jeff the Killer's stories and wrote this. So we have a purpose, I guess.
I like the comment from Daisy's class. I remember when Jeff was a normal human and not a god nodded. Sigh.
Oh yeah, I don't remember when he
A
was
god nodded.
a god nodded. And there's another one that is very similar that says, wait, Jeff died? And he's escaping from death? He's a normal human! Why would you guys portray him as some sort of death god or whatever?
Oh man, I can't wait for Jeff to show up in the sequel to the Netflix Death Note movie.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can't wait for the new season of American Gods.
Oh no! Shadow Moon shows up in Slumber, mate.
I haven't seen that show, but I'm gonna say already, without knowing anything about it, it's gonna benefit a lot from having Jeff the fucking killer.
Yeah, I mean, it sure did. He was Jeff and he killed, but that was it.
So, Queen, what do you think about Queen?
Oh no!
Queen? Oh no!
They got her.
Oh, wait, what's this? Someone left a note. Let me read it on my important voice. Editor, please put reverb on this.
Dear Porter of Slumber, USA, we got your girl. If you want her back,
You have to read. And there's an hyperlink. I'm not gonna read the hyperlink. You can turn off the echo. I'm not. What the fuck is this? Oh God, no.
What is it?